Use your gift at the beginning of this week, my gorgeous Taurini. Use your gift. This is exactly what you need to do. And when I say that you need to use your gift, is using your gift is going to get you out of the situation that you will not like whatsoever. Using your gift, it's going to make you aware of knowing exactly what do you need to do and what do you need to say at this moment in your life. By using your gift, I mean that you have to kind of elevate yourself on one hand, especially when it comes to someone trying to wind you up at the beginning of this week like there is no tomorrow. So someone is going to try to wind you up, okay? I've seen a little bastardo here, a little snaky in a grassy. It's going to wind you up a little bit. So when I say that you have to use your gift, you just need to literally elevate yourself. You're very powerful. You can do this. What do I mean by elevating? Elevate yourself above this situation. Take this as a very sacred challenge, my gorgeous Taurini. Indeed, take this as a very sacred challenge. You need to get this right. This is very important. So the bottom line is that someone is going to be winding you up at the beginning of this week, and I'm talking about the weekend between the 7th and the 13th of November 2022. So someone is going to be winding you up like there is no tomorrow. When I say that you need to use your gift, this means that you have to elevate yourself. It's not as such like your gift to elevate yourself, but what is actually going to come out of it, okay? This is very important, and the only kind of a way for you to get a reward through that situation is by elevating yourself. No matter what happens, no matter the way these people or this person speaks to you, no matter how you feel, your spiritual duty and your spiritual job is to elevate yourself from that situation. You must not make aware these other people or this person how you actually feel, and even more so, do not go low. Don't go low. This vibration is way too low for you, my gorgeous Taurini. So you just need to remember, when I say that you need to use your gift, you just need to elevate yourself, and the gift, it's actually going to come out of the fact, like after that moment in time, as a spiritual gift. And the spiritual gift that I'm talking about, it's the direct response, karmic response. This is directly connected to your spiritual journey, and it's directly connected to your soul purpose. This is why this karmic response is going to be evident after that moment in time, as long as you elevate yourself. If you kind of argue or if you kind of fight back, no baby, no, because this is an important part of your life. This is an important stage of your life. This is an important part of your karma. So this big mama is going to be keep on bouncing back, and it's keep on coming back until you get this right, baby. So now I suggest you to do this now, because even if you're kind of negative, then you're not using your spiritual gift. You're not using your gift, and by using your gift, it's by basically working with this balance, working with this energy, and walking through this negativity, instead of holding yourself down with an absolute nonsense whatsoever. So using your gift means that there is going to be such an important reward, and the reward that you are going to have, as long as you get things right, as long as you don't fight, as long as you don't argue, just elevate yourself. This is the part of your challenge. I know I said this 10 times, but it's important for you to understand, because after that moment in time, you are really kind of going to start realizing something. Start realizing how much do you want to make a certain adjustment in your life. You're going to start realizing how much do you want change in your life. You're going to realize exactly what adjustment do you need to make, and what sacrifice do you need to make. And this sacrifice that you're going to need to make, it's going to oh my God, it's going to throw you out of balance a little bit, because you're going to start worrying about your financial situation. But then the hermit mode is going to kick in, and you're going to feel like you want to be by yourself, and something very, very interesting is going to come to the surface. Let me show you what is going to come to the surface. As soon as you have this hermit moment, my gorgeous Taurini, something very, very interesting is actually going to come to the surface. And what is going to come to the surface in the form of realization, it's going to be very, very wise choice. You're going to realize through your own hermit moment. And when I say wise choice, especially in terms of your ambitions, in terms of your success, and in terms of you knowing exactly that this adjustment is something that's needed, because it's going to make you feel so much more successful, so much quicker, so much sooner. So it's pretty much so connected to your ambition, but also knowing that this is something that you need to do on your own path to your own success. And I told you that the hermit mode, when I say the hermit mode, for those of you who maybe don't know, it's like when we just feel like we feel like very deep, we go extremely deep, and that helps us with our own reflection. We want to be by ourselves, we want to spend a little time by ourselves, we want to we are thinking about so many different aspects of our life. We go extremely, extremely, extremely deep. But this is rather important, because you tap into very specific energies that bounce back in such a way where hidden parts of you are become very important parts of you at this moment in your life to actually work on. So the more you do this, the more you have hermit moments, the more wise you become, the more things come to the surface, the more you realize. So the hermit moment, it's all about you going really deep within, but at the same time in a mode like searching for big life answers, like, oh my god, but then again something really specific, it's going to come to the surface. Like, on one hand, you will know that you're doing the right thing, making the right choice, very, very wise choice. But then on another hand, this is really to do, it's going to be super brilliant when it comes to your ambition and success, and you being way on your way, on the path to actually achieve something really, really great here. By the time you get to the mid part of this week, my gorgeous Taurini, it's like basically all about you. You know what, you are gonna also my god, it's like so much going on. This week is like a rather complex when it comes to you, but this is important. Do not forget about the fact that this is actually quite important, because on one hand, this week is starting on the 7th, so it's all about our spirituality, all about our signs, but all signs, synchronicities, but also it's a lot about balance when it comes to our energy, to see things for what they are, but at the same time to have the actual confidence to do something about it. Okay, so this is what you need to remember. So at around the midweek, at the same time, you are really something is going to be expected from you, like a big time. Something is going to be expected from you, and you're not going to like it. You're going to feel like a defensive. Do you know what? This is really, really good. This is to do with a little tower in your life that would happen anyway. But now at least you are going to come on top here. So this is important. Let me explain. So at around the midweek, something is going to be expected from you, and you're not going to like it already. What is going to be expected from you, you're not going to like it because you're going to feel a little bit defensive. So now what you need to remember is that at this stage in your life, you have to be as direct as you possibly can. Let me just say, now at this moment, you have to, when it comes to you being defensive, you just have to be like really direct here. Try to not to be emotional, but just try to put your point across. Try to put your foot down. Try to be direct. I'm not saying to argue and scream or anything like that, but just try to be as direct as you possibly can, because you will not know that this situation is going to lead towards a tower moment. Anyway, whether you like it or not, but this tower moment is going to be leading to the tower moment anyway. So this is your chance to be as direct as you can at around the midweek, and you will know what this is, because you will be facing the certain person and you're going to feel extremely defensive. But now this is your time to talk. Now this is your time to say how things are. Now this is your time to say everything that was on your chest, and the more you say, the better it's going to be. And I will repeat, because if you don't say it now, you're not going to have a time to do it later, because this is all going to lead towards the specific moment where you are going to be facing this tower moment. And it's all about like, oh my god, being completely thrown out of balance. You're going to be surprised, like in a negative way, because something is going to come to an end, and it's going to affect you. It's going to affect your mind. It's going to affect your way of thinking. It's going to make you feel like, oh my god, just a little bit paranoid, but only for a day or two. Don't worry about it. It's just like when we face a change that we didn't expect, that we don't like, of course naturally we are like, oh god, but then this is for the better. Do you understand what I mean here? So when you face this person at around the midweek, when you feel defensive, you will know what am I talking about. This is your chance to say how things are. Put your foot down, be as direct as possible, because after that moment in time, there is going to be a tower, and then you're not going to be able to say this anymore. You see what I mean? So this is going to be a chance, and even more so, because the tower is going to happen, this is actually going to be brilliant for you, because a couple of days after that tower happens, that unexpected situation, which is going to throw you out of the balance only for a day or two, after a day or two, you will know it's for the better, and you will understand, thank God I said this, thank God I said that, thank God I put my point across, because otherwise you wouldn't be able to do this anymore after this moment in time. So that's why this is important, and this is going to bring you so much strength and courage and self-esteem. It's going to make you feel extremely excited about yourself. You will know exactly kind of like that you've learned quite a lot over the last year, but at the same time, it's about to start giving you control over your life, especially when it comes to like the part of your life that just did not work for the last 2 or 3 years. Okay, something that you were working on, and something that is to do with your maybe it's a lot to do with something that you were working on didn't work for a while. So now this is all going to be kind of evident and obvious why. And also so this is to do with like you having a control, like you're going to feel like, oh my God, finally I have a control over my life back. So you will know that this tower situation was actually quite good, and that in itself, it's also like going to be so beneficial for you, because you will know that now it's time to move on with your life, and you will know that the world is your oyster, like literally. And on one hand, you will know that you want to move away and move away from people who are really, really toxic in your life, and avoid them. But that's what you will know. You're moving on from people that are really toxic in your life by avoiding them, But then you have to follow your spirit, your soul, your intuition, your internal guidance. But you're also removing yourself from the part of your life that just became an absolutely ridiculously bad, especially when it comes to like a very negative and unhealthy attachment. So you see what I mean? So this tower situation is going to be brilliant. Now, as I said, it's going to shock you for a day or two, but then you're going to see, oh my God, thank God it actually happened. So that's why before that tower situation, that's why I'm saying that you need to put your point across, because otherwise after that moment in time, you're not going to have a time to do this anymore. You're not going to be able to do this, you see. And by the time you get to the last part of this week, you see, you will really kind of like think a lot how you can change your life. You will think a lot how you can move on with your life. You will think a lot how bored you became with so many different aspects, and you're trying this, you're bored, you're trying that, you're bored, you're trying this, nothing is happening. I'm not saying that your life is miserable, please don't get me wrong, you will see exactly what I mean. So at the end of this week, you're going to go like in this mode where you're going to feel like you want to move on with your life. You want to leave your old life behind, and if you already had a certain flavor already, when it comes to like a new stage. So this is something that is going to be keep you going without you even realizing. So the last part of this week, you are going to be thinking how you want to move on, but then at the same time, you just need to kind of like as soon as you kind of think about it, you are going to need to kind of like basically you're moving on. You're also going to be thinking about, you want more peace, you want more healing in your life, you want more time to relax, and at the same time, you must not rush with this whatsoever. Okay, this is what I want to stress, this is what I want to shout from the rooftops. You must not like rush here whatsoever. This is only the part of your journey. It's the beginning, and this is going to take time. So when you feel like you want to move on with your life, you just need to understand that it is going to take a little time as well. You moving on with your life, it's going to be extremely beneficial for your finances, it's going to be extremely beneficial for your financial situation, but at the same time, this is all going to be on your mind, and it's all going to be a part of this you wanting to move on. But when you kind of like want to move on with your life, you're gonna find this a little bit like kind of like, oh my god, I don't know how am I actually going to do this, I don't know how am I actually going to do this. And then you are at around so you're gonna find this a really kind of challenging. But then at the same time, when you find this rather challenging, when you want to move on, you know what is actually going to really surprise you, that you are gonna be like surrounded by few different people at around the end of the week. You are, after that moment in time, you're going to be surrounded by few different people, whether these are going to be people who are like literally around you, or whether you're going to be looking at a few different people. Maybe you're going to be looking at a few different people like online, for example, but you are going to be somehow part of like a few different people. And the reason why am I saying this is really going to surprise you. The communication is going to be about something completely XYZ, something completely different, but you are going to be able to gather through that conversation. You're going to be able to gather something is going to come to you. There is something really specific that people are going to be talking about, and this is going to be on your mind, and you're not going to be able to understand some kind of idea that is going to start making your energy to rise like there is no tomorrow. And then after that moment in time, there is something very intuitively that is actually going to come to you. You're going to be thinking about that idea that you heard from this group of people. Something is going to inspire you, and it's going to give you an idea. And then within the next, like let's say day or two, you are going to have this very interesting intuitive message, and that message is going to make you aware of an important choice that you are already having. And you had this important choice all this time, but only now is the right time for you to go for it. And guess what? This important choice is on one hand something extremely wise for you to do at this moment in time, because this is exactly what you should be doing in order to nurture your life, in order to nurture your spirit, in order to nurture your spiritual journey. But this choice is also the right thing to do, especially when it comes to you wanting to move on from your with your life. You will see, because through that choice there is a lot that is going to be actually answered exactly how you're gonna do this. Okay, my gorgeous Torini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.